Life before the Industrial Revolution was much more difficult and much simpler than we know today. Imagine no electricity, using animals as vehicles and as machines, and the only power we can harness is the wind in our sails and rivers churning water wheels. Farming, and most work in fact, was quite labor intensive and did not use any sophisticated machinery we take for granted today. Relative to our modern world, everything was done by hand. The revolution lasted from roughly 1760 to 1840. For some perspective on the period, our Constitution was adopted in 1787, and we went through 8 U.S. presidents. Our Navy looked like this in the War of 1812, and during this era, our map changed from this to this. Many things changed, but the steam engine was one major advancement. This eliminated manual labor in many factories and mills, and spawned the first locomotives. The spinning jenny drastically changed the textile industry. A switch from wood to coal improved steel and iron production, helping invent new machines, new tools, and ultimately provide cheaper and stronger materials. More important is how people changed. New industries, bigger factories, and increased demand helped raise the standard of living for many, but not all. Child labor was prevalent, and many were still very poor. It was a period that transformed the world more than ever, but took many years for all to benefit. Since then, we've evolved as a world faster than ever, and from the Industrial Revolution, we have things like light bulbs, cars, trains, large cities, and pretty much everything.
Most popular and most plentiful vehicle on the road. And here you can see the assembly of the 15 millionth, which is a 4-door convertible model. And as you can see, they've added some paint colors other than just black, and that actually is Henry Ford there driving off the assembly line and driving in that 15 millionth Model T Ford. This particular one hadn't gone through final assembly quality control. You can see Model T's were produced, and just like today, when they're done being assembled, they're driven off the assembly line. But look at these vehicles as they come out, and look at all the different body styles, many of which we read, and these are all just different versions of Model T's. Because the engine wasn't very big and it was low compression, all it would take was about a half a turn and it would fire right up. Back then, riding in a car was an occasion. It was a big excursion. It was fun. Just the ride itself was quite entertaining. Keep in mind that going somewhere in a car was probably 10 times faster than going by horse or buggy, which is what they were accustomed to before. Back then, cities were just developing and most of the roads were terrible, especially the country roads. And so the Model T had to be built in such a way where it could handle anything, all the way from no road to city roads, and it actually did a very good job of that. Most of the country roads were mud roads or dirt roads, and in the city there were no snow plows. If it flooded, you had to ford it, and so you just had to deal with all the stuff, and the Model T was miraculous at being able to handle almost any road condition you could imagine. So here you've got the original Ford Model T, the great-great-great-grandparent of most every car you see on the road today.